one.
Yeah.
Why does not one country in the entire Arab world not want to help their brothers and take them in, spread them out? You don't want them in Egypt. You don't want them in Jordan. You don't want them in Syria. You don't want them in Saudi Arabia. There's a million countries. Spread them out. Nobody wants to help them. Why?
This is a difficult. I'll tell you what. Let's pause for a moment. Thank you.
I'll answer in one simple sentence.
Make your point. Make your point. But we're going to.
Why did any of the European countries or the United States want Jews before the Nazi Holocaust? Maybe the Jews were like the Palestinians. They were so horrible. They were so vicious. They were so bestial, or as the current Israeli government calls them, human animals. Maybe that's why none of the European countries and the United States didn't want them. Do you think that's the reason?
This is not easy. This is not easy, but we're going to have to.
Curious.
Gentlemen.
Do you think that's the reason you're smiling, but your stupid smirk won't change the fact that the very argument you used was used by Hitler?
Sir?
Yeah, the same argument you used was used by Hitler to justify the extermination of the Jews.
Gentlemen,
your argument was used by Hitler to justify the extermination of the Jews. Nobody.
What's my argument?
Nobody wants them because they're so terrible and so horrible. You're a Nazi speaking now in those kinds of arguments.
This has become very contentious. We're going to take a break. I want to thank you both.
Not on my part.
I want to thank Dr. Norman Finkelstein, as well as Steve Malzberg, for this very passionate and, as you can see, very.
Other people said, well, okay, if you feel that strongly, why aren't you taking in any Palestinians? Why is Egypt not taking Palestinians? Why does the Arab world want to constantly attack Israel without actually offering any place to go for the Palestinians? And what do you say to that?
That is exactly what Israel wants. And that is exactly what might actually starts Third War III. This is the war solution. These are Palestinians. These are their land. And then suddenly take them. Why? So they've been basically kicked around from their homes. And now another country should take them? You see what will happen? Imagine this. Now. And because Israeli official has been talking openly about this. It's like, why don't they just go in Sinai? Why they go? You know what would happen? Those people are going to be pushed in Sinai. And with any population, 2 million people, they are living in refugee camp. What do you think will happen? Unrest. Chaos. And then after a few years, the Western media will come with their cameras like, oh, look at those Arabs. Oh, they're killing each other. Oh, Israel is good that they got rid of them. And then they will go to the West Bank. And so those 3.5 million people push into Jordan. The whole idea, why does Jordan take them? Why does Egypt take them? The same question. Europe has 44 countries. Why don't they take Israel? America has 50 states. Why don't they give them Florida? I mean, we seem to complain about Florida the whole time. Why don't they just like give Israel? The whole idea was like, oh, you're Arabs, you're all the same. No, no, no. Because what will happen then? So Israel will move into Jordan? That's like, oh, Saudi, why don't you take the Jordanian?
So
this is not a solution. This is not a solution.
I hear you. I'm not taking a position either way. Let me ask you directly.
But I want to say something about what Queen Radia said.
Okay.
The whole idea about like the West.
Yeah.
I think that in 3 weeks, Israel morally corrupted the West like no other. I think the West will have a lot of time to recover because for years, the West has been telling us, oh, look, we're liberal. We're all about human rights. All are equal. Adopt our values. And then suddenly, but you don't want to even to cease. We don't want to even tell Israel to stop. And suddenly we wake up and we find McDonald's are giving free meals to the Israeli because like nothing will make you feel better after killing a bunch of Palestinian kids than a happy meal.
Now,
The Guardian just posted a quote from Israel's finance minister, and it's disgusting. But it's something people on the left knew all along. We welcome the initiative of the voluntary immigration of Gaza Arabs to countries around the world. This is the right humanitarian solution for the residents of Gaza and the entire region after 75 years of refugees, poverty, and danger. After people like you colonized their land. The state of Israel will no longer be able to accept the existence of an independent entity in Gaza. We're going to starve these people, kill their children with enough bombs that it's equivalent to 2 nuclear bombs. Hurt them so much and then open up a tiny little door for them to escape, knowing that they'll never come back to their homeland. And we're all just okay with this? With funding this? This is fine? Now it's the world's problem to deal with, not Israel's? This is fucking disgusting.